Well, hello there my loves. Thank you for watching today's video and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be answering a question that comes from Boris, and he writes, I'm really enjoying your videos. Well, firstly, thank you so much, Boris. It's lovely to have your support and really great to know that you're enjoying my content. And he writes, I struggle with having conversations because I feel like no one is interested in what I have to say. Can you help? Well, firstly, thank you so much for writing in and sending me this question, and for asking for support with this. I think it's important for you to know that there are so many people that actually experience feeling like this, so you're not alone. And I used to be one of them, and I'll get on to sharing a little bit more about my experience in just a little while. But the first thing to understand is that there are many people experiencing this, and you're not alone in that. Now, there is no one right way to have a conversation. And you know, there are so many ways that you can be and improve on having conversations. And one thing that I might suggest, and feel free to reject this, but this could be, you know, perhaps a deeper problem around self-esteem, about confidence and about self-worth. So do feel free to reject that. But if it is, then that's the sorts of things that I'm going to be offering my advice and my suggestions on in this video. So the first thing that I would say is that you are as important as anybody else. You are worthy, you are deserving to have your stories, your voice, your opinions heard. And I would perhaps question who you're spending your time with. You know, are you spending your time with people who belittle you and put you down, or are you spending your time with people who nourish you, encourage you, and actually want to hear what you've got to say, are interested in what you've got to say? If it's the former, then perhaps it's time to start thinking about meeting people, getting to know people, finding new friends, if you don't already have those friends, who are interested in things that you have got to say, who have similar interests to you, and who are going to be interested in the topics that you talk about. So, you know, consider that for sure. And also, you know, another thing that you can think about is perhaps letting go of perfectionism. Like I said, there is no one right way to have a conversation, and, you know, let go of things having to be perfect and go in, you know, have the conversation move in a perfect direction. Just allow the art of conversation to just flow. And, you know, so I think people can end up spending so much time in their heads and thinking about, well, what can I say next and how can I respond to that, that they lose the art of just allowing that conversation to just flow naturally. Another thing that you can do is to ask questions and be genuinely interested in what other people have to say. You know, there are so many people that ask questions but only ask them so that they then get the chance to respond to what's being said, rather than actually being present in the conversation and really listening to what the other person has to say. It's like they want their turn in the conversation and they want perhaps to dominate the conversation, but then when it comes for somebody else to speak, they perhaps lose interest because it's not about them. So don't be that person, you know, be the person that is interested in what the other people have to say. And, you know, hopefully you'll get that respect and you'll get that response back in return. So that's definitely something that you can do. And also allow there to be stillness, allow there to be pauses, be comfortable with there being stillness and pauses in the conversations that you have. Not every single moment of every single conversation has to be full of witty, articulate banter. There can be pauses. It's okay with there being pauses. And just learn how to be comfortable with there being pauses in the conversations that you have. Now, as I said, I really resonate with what you're saying, and I used to have, you know, real belief that people were not interested in what I had to say. And it was a pretty crippling experience, you know, going through life holding on to that belief. And I'm really glad that I've finally managed to let go of that belief about myself. And what I did when I did have that belief was I formed a really good habit. I formed a habit of asking people, of being really good at actually driving conversations by asking people questions about themselves and being really interested in people. But that actually stemmed from a fear of actually talking about myself. I had such low self-esteem, I had such low confidence, that I would rather spend the entire conversation listening to another person just rabbit on about themselves and not, you know, share anything about myself, because I had such a fear of actually speaking about myself, because I thought that nobody was going to be interested in what I had to say. And like I said, you know, I'm really, really thankful that I've found ways of overcoming that fear. But it's, you know, it's something that many people go through, and the way that I've overcome that is using, like, you know, perhaps as you know in previous videos that I've mentioned, using techniques like timeline therapy, hypnotherapy and neuro-linguistic programming. And I was actually at a training once, and I was asked to deliver a series of multiply embedded metaphors during the training, and the thought of that absolutely petrified. To sit in front of the group of students and actually deliver something to them absolutely petrified me. And one day, got a little bit further into the training, we were told just before the break, we were told, okay, after the break you're going to get up and you're going to talk for 5 minutes to the group about a subject that you're comfortable talking about. And I was absolutely petrified. I was literally shaking. I was crying. I just wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. That's how badly it affected me. And you may find that less easy to believe because I'm sat here, you know, creating a YouTube channel and you know, speaking quite eloquently about things. I believe so anyway. But back then that was my experience, and it was really, really crippling. And you know, but so I want you to understand that it is something that I resonate with, and that there are many people out there that will also understand what you're going through and that will, you know, have a similar experience to you. But it is something that can be overcome. So it's also important that you do find ways and understand that you're going to need to push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you're in an experience, you're in a situation where you're having a conversation, people are talking, when there's space for you to talk, do that. You know, you've got to push yourself out of your comfort zone, and the more you do it, the easier it will get. It definitely, you know, might take some work of you stepping outside of your comfort zone to do that, but it will get easier and easier over your time. And do some work on building your confidence and letting go of that belief that you have nothing worthy of listening to, have nothing interesting to say. You know, make sure that you're spending time with people who support and encourage you, and avoid spending time with people or things that contribute to your belief about yourself that you've got nothing interesting to say, because I'm certain that you have. So make sure that you're spending time in environments and with people that actually nurture and encourage you and support you. And like I said previously, if you don't have those people in your life already, then there are those people out there, and it's important that you do things to find them. Find people of a like mind, you know, and interested in the similar things that you're interested in that you want to talk about. So, you know, it's possible to get rid of those sorts of beliefs, or that if those are beliefs that you hold about yourself, and techniques like timeline therapy, like NLP, neuro-linguistic programming and hypnotherapy are fantastic at helping to resolve those sorts of core issues. And those were the techniques that I used to resolve those issues that I had that stemmed from my past, stemmed from, you know, psychological abuse in my childhood from my father, believing that I wasn't worthy, I wasn't good enough, that I didn't have anything interested to say, that my opinions weren't valid, that I had nothing interesting to say, and I was downtrodden and bullied for many, many years, for, well, pretty much my entire childhood. And it left real psychological scars. But I've undone that, and I've managed to find ways of actually being able to feel confident and really comfortable now about talking about myself. So there is a solution out there, okay? But it takes work. But it's possible. Now, one piece of advice that I can give you, which is something that you can start working on straight away, is to start monitoring and reframing your thinking about yourself. You know, if you find yourself thinking that you haven't got anything interesting to say, you need to monitor that. You need to pay attention to that, and you need to reframe it and reassure yourself that you do have interesting things to say, and that it's work in progress. It's something that you're working on. You know, self-soothe yourself and encourage yourself, because you know, it's important that you get that positive reassurance from somewhere. If it's not coming from anybody externally, then it's important that that comes from within. So I really, really hope that you've taken something positive away from this video and this conversation. And please do give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it, if it has helped you in some way, and share the video with other people if you think it might help them. Subscribe to my channel. I know you already are, Boris. But anybody else that's watching this, do subscribe to my channel and turn on the notifications so that you get notified when I upload a new video. And I look forward to making another video again really, really soon. Okay, bye for now.